Welcome to the world united. Welcome to the world united.
Miranda Hunk. She's a founder, CEO, and principal trainer called Miracle Life PT Limited. Miranda is often being referred as a powerhouse trainer and an intuitive emotional healer who enables both men and women to produce miraculous results, turning seemingly impossible or difficult, heart calling dreams into reality using her miracle method. People learn Miranda's miracle method through her unconventional self actualization training system. And these are series of programs. For the last 20 years, she has reached out to more than 10,000 people from all walks of life, such as entrepreneurs, sales professionals, employees, managers, top leaders of companies, even parents, teachers, homemakers, and from various industries like banking, insurance, property, network marketing, government bodies, SMEs, etc. Though Miranda's training and implementing her miracle method, 7 elements holistic transformation, which is a deep mental, emotional, spiritual, cellular level, happens for graduates, many graduates have been able to unearth and heal their deeply rooted destructive emotions and transcend their limiting beliefs. They are also been able to reveal their life calling and start a living with purpose, with passion and joy. Thank you so much, Miranda, for being on our platform today and all excited to listen to you. Your topic for today is secrets of creating your miracles. Over to you, Miranda.
Thank you, Dr. Yugandhar and Samyuka and the team for making this happen. And I'm very, very grateful to have this chance to be able to share my message to the world, to the people who are listening right now. And I'm sure this is going to produce a miraculous and powerful precision effect to people in the world. Today is about the secrets of creating your miracles and how you can create miracles. And the way I define a miracle is when your dream has turned into reality, then you have created a miracle. And it includes those dreams that you probably thought was difficult to achieve or even impossible to achieve. And we have turned them into reality, and that's a miracle. Yeah. So any of your dreams, when are turned into reality, I call it a miracle. And it is possible that we can achieve results we never thought possible emotionally, financially, in our relationships, in fact, in any area of our life. Yeah. And Albert Einstein says that there are only 2 ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. So if we look around, everything can be seen as a miracle. There was a time in the past, if you say to somebody that there's going to be this small light thing that you can carry in your hand, and you'll be able to use this thing to talk to people in any different parts of the world, and there is nothing visible connecting these 2 things. You can talk to people who has this other small light thing as well in other parts of the world, right? With no visible connection between these 2 things. You probably say this person, you probably say I'm crazy, right? People will probably say I'm crazy. And now, well, then this thing is what? Is our handphone, our mobile. And everywhere you see people having handphones, right? So this handphone we probably have taken for granted. It is a miracle. It is a result we never thought was possible. Right? the fact that we are here on a Zoom sharing, you are seeing me and we're here sharing, this is a miracle. Yeah, the light that we are having, this force that you are able to come see, and it gets sent to the device, some device, and then boom, you see the light. There was a time in the past, people would think that's impossible. So all these things that we see around us, they are miracles. And the more I am and the more we are, and you are able to see things as miracles, the more you feel miraculous, right? The more you think and feel miracles, the more we are able to create miracles. Miracles built on miracles. And that has been my work for the past 20 years, reaching out to thousands of men and women to help myself and others to be able to see more and more things in our life as miracles and to be able to create more. And when we are able to see more and more things as miracles and create more miracles in our life, I call this a miracle leader. And it is possible that we're able to experience more and more moments of heaven on earth, that we don't necessarily have to wait until we die to experience heaven on earth, or to experience heaven. A miracle leader is somebody who that not only focuses on self-actualizing themselves, but also helps others to self-actualize themselves and then be miracle leaders as well, and help to create a miracle world. And my calling, my mission has been to educate and heal people holistically so that you and me and we are able to be happy and abundant. Yeah. Being a miracle leader, living a miracle life, and creating a miracle world. And I didn't always start it out, to be able to think and then feel this way. And I wasn't the way I am now. When I was a teenager, for more than 5 years, teenage time until young adult time, for more than 5 years, I was in very depressed state. Yeah, and it felt like nothing was working in my life. I had no hope that I would be able to be loved as I am. And I had no hope that I was able to be happy and I was able to achieve the things I wanted to achieve. Yeah. I didn't know why I existed, and there was no meaning in life. And I criticized myself inside out, top to bottom, inside out, day in, day out, and didn't appreciate it myself. Yeah, I wasn't confident to make friends, and I was going in and out of relationships, feeling a lot of pain, love relationships. Yeah, so when I didn't have a love relationship, I wanted to have one. I was feeling the suffering of not having one. And when I was in a relationship, I was insecure and then feeling a lot of emotional suffering too. Yeah. And I dropped from being a top student to the last few in the year in school. And just I was so fearful of failing. I couldn't settle down to study. And so much anxiousness. And every 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, I'll be getting up from my desk, not being able to really sit down and settle down to study. Yeah, so no discipline. I procrastinated. I didn't know how to just make things happen and take action and make things happen. Yeah, it was a very, very painful time in my life. Yeah. And luckily, I was introduced to attend the inner transformation course. And I saw thousands and thousands of people when I was walking into the stadium, and then all these big balls that were bouncing among thousands of people. And there was a voice in my heart, and it said, I'm home. And it's true for the last 20 years, ever since my very first inner transformation course, I have been learning from amazing teachers from all over the world, learning how to, self-actualize, how to maximize my potential, and did a lot of soul searching. And then was able to find my purpose and get connected to my calling in my life, right? Which is to educate and heal myself and others holistically so we can be happy and abundant and be a miracle leader, living a miracle life and creating a miracle world. Yeah. And so as I worked on myself and as I apply what I've learned and as I help others with what I have learned, all these insights and then the essence of what I have been learning, yes, standing on the shoulders of giants and great teachers and masters in the world, I have put together what I call the miracle method. And there are 7 elements in the miracle method. And my experience, and this has worked for me and has worked with many people I've been helping. When we apply and live with the 7 elements in the miracle method, that's when we're able to create miracles. Yes? And so what are the 7 elements in my miracle method? The 7 elements are, written it here. So hopefully you're able to see. Yeah. So I've used the word miracle, MIRACLE. And each letter stands for an element. Yeah. M stands for miracle mindset. I stands for identifying my life purpose, my life mission. Yes. And what's my heart calling dreams? Yeah. What's my calling in my life? And R is restore health. A is action. C is contribution, loving and adding value. One of the most powerful energy in the world, I feel. And L, lifelong learning. And an E is the environment, will become our environment. Environment can be stronger than will. Yeah. So, and when I have the miracle mindset, the way I think, the way I feel, yes, because we live on 4 planes of existence. We're not just our physical body. We have our mind, we have our emotions, we have our soul, spirit. Yes, and this is our inner world. And what I achieve in my outer world on the physical plane of existence, the money, the relationship, the health, right? Whatever we are experiencing and creating on the physical plane of existence is created from our inner world, our soul, our mind and emotional state. So what we produce on the physical plane of existence is a direct result of what's happening in our inner world. Yeah. And action is the bridge, right? And I like how T.R. Eker says this. Action is the bridge between the inner world and the outer world. Yeah. And Buckminster Fuller says that 99% of who we are is invisible and untouchable. Whatever that's happening in my outer world is a play, like the theater, the play, yes, of the inner world stories that I have. Yeah. So how are we able to transform ourselves mentally and emotionally and take those empowering actions that we are able to experience more and more miracles in our life? Yeah. And connecting to be able to connect to what could be my life calling, something that's meaningful to me, something that I can be passionate about, something that I believe in, a meaningful purpose that I can be passionate about and that is meaningful for me. Yeah, I remember when I was doing one particular training program that I had been doing, the first time when I conducted it, I felt it in every bit of me. And it's very, very challenging to verbalize that feeling. However, that kind of bliss, I just, I just knew, wow, this is exactly what I'm supposed to do in my life. Yeah, this healing work, this transformational work. Yeah, my body knows, I felt it, my mind wasn't thinking much, and it just felt so powerful. Yeah. So when we have the mindset and then we are doing what we are called to do, then the rest of it will follow. The health can be restored mentally, emotionally, physically. I know that, I've experienced it in myself and in many, many people. When we heal emotionally and mentally, the body symptoms has the potential to be healed as well. Yeah, and they can be healed. Yeah, because we have emotions that are stored in our physical body cells. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and then we will be, if I'm having the empowering miracle mindset, I'm doing what I love and believe in, then it's a lot more natural for me to take action, to be able to contribute and love and add value, to be able to continue to learn in my life, and then to be spending time with powerful miracle leaders and be a miracle leader and helping more people to be a miracle leader, being in a miracle environment. Yeah. Okay. So when we are living with these 7 elements in the miracle method, then yes, we create the results that we would like to create more and more in our life. Yeah. And today we don't have the time to be able to go through all this, and I thought maybe I'll share a little bit on the miracle mindset, a little bit more on the miracle mindset. When I talk about the miracle mindset, I do not mean as in when you feel the negative feeling, when you feel the disempowering emotions. I don't mean to replace it with a positive thinking, just like that, just to replace it with a positive thinking. So if I feel I'm not good enough, if I feel I'm not loved, if I feel that I'm worthless, I'm helpless, and there's no hope, it doesn't work when I merely try to replace this feeling that I'm feeling deep down with a positive thought. Right? Because this positive thought right now doesn't have an emotion to be that is associated with it. It's just a thought. When I'm having this strong emotion that I'm feeling deep down, there's an emotion, there's the story and the thought that's creating this emotion, right? Both forces from both the emotional plane of existence and the mental plane of existence happening. And to help, so merely just trying to replace whatever you are feeling with a positive thought, often it doesn't work, and you can come back again and again to the same mental emotional habit. Yeah. And to help you to understand what I'm saying, I'd like to share a story. So I remember there was a participant, I'll just call him CS. Yeah, that's the initials of his name, first name. And when CS came to my training, he shared with us, he said that the only function of his heart was pumping blood. He couldn't feel much love. And what was happening back then was he was having a lot of difficulty with his son. Yeah, he was harsh. Whenever his son could not perform well in school, he would be harsh to him. And his wife, according to his word, hated him so much because the wife couldn't bear how he was treating his son, their son. Yeah. And so there was a lot of distance between him and the son and him and his wife. And at work, it had been 10 years that he had not been promoted. And it was a really, really painful time. All this, imagine 10 years, and he worked extra hard, and the results were there. However, he just wasn't promoted. Yeah. So when he was training with me, and he was going through healing processes, what he saw, and he got connected to what happened to him when he was younger. So since young, he realized that since young, he has craved for his mother's attention and his mother's love. However, his mom will often call him stupid. Stupid. You stupid. You stupid or what? And if he got good results in school, then his mom will be saying, you only get good result because not because you are smart, like your Didi. Didi means younger brother, right? You got better result, you got good result because you worked very hard, you studied very hard. So he felt that his mom loved his brother more, that he wasn't loved, that his younger brother had the limelight and was more important and significant than him. Right? So since young, he had formed the wounds. Yeah, he had the damaging emotion and beliefs that he wasn't loved, he was not lovable, he was stupid, and he's not important. So if we look at this diagram, right, say this heart is the space without fear. Yeah. And as whatever happens in our life or lives, yes, as we go through our life or lives, there are things that happen in our life that we may form damaging beliefs and emotions. So in CS situation, he had the wound of feeling he's stupid, that he wasn't important and didn't have the light. He couldn't get the limelight, and he wasn't loved, and he had to work extra hard for him to get any result in his life. And so when we have these wounds formed in our life, we will then continue to live our life, continue to create incidences in our life that prove the original wounds correct. So these are layers and layers of protection that we start to form in our life. So because he had these wounds that he wasn't enough, and all these wounds that we just said, he created incidences that he felt, there wasn't love, there wasn't much love between he and his son and he and his wife. That he had to work extra hard, and then yet he still wasn't promoted at work. Yeah. And actually the reason he wasn't promoted at work was because the leaders were very concerned about the way he showed up for people. What had been happening was if his team members didn't perform well, then he would be upset. He would throw his temper at them because he felt that they would affect his success and results. Then if people did better than him, or they were doing good or doing better than him, he would be jealous. So he could be openly invalidating them. Invalidating them, right? Making them not good enough. Challenging them in a disempowering way in meetings, right? Negative ways, making them look bad. Yeah. And so when he realized that he's doing all this because of his craving to want to be more important, he realized to have the limelight. He wants to come across better than others so he can be recognized and he can have his results and achievements. He realized that he wanted his son, and suffering is always self-centric. And he realized how he has been self-centric. How, on the surface, he may want his son to do well because he said telling the son is good for you. Then he realized actually he wanted his son to do good in school. A lot of it is because so that he can brag about himself. That he's significant, he's important, he's a man of achievement. And also, he wanted his son to do well and go to university because he had a dream of going to university and he couldn't go to university. So when he realized all this, and then seeing is freeing, when he saw the root causes of how he had been behaving, he then asked himself, is it really that important to be significant? To be in the limelight? Is that more important, or is that, more important to show up from the heart, to show up in love, to love, and to contribute. And I don't need to try to get love from the outside. I can feel love within myself. I can love and respect myself. Right? And of course, only when I love myself, then I know how to love others. And so then he started showing up different. He started to accept and love his son for who he is, and started to become more and more intimate with his wife, mentally, emotionally, physically, yeah, and more connected as one. And at work, soon after he trained with me, he was promoted. And then about 1 or 2 years after that, he got promoted again. Yeah, and he's making more money, a lot more money than before. So these are all the miracles that could be possible. And he, the way he had been showing up for his team members had been very different. When they didn't do something well, when they didn't know how to do it, he would show up to love and add value. Right? He would coach them. He would ask them, what was it that you were thinking, and find out why they did it the way they did, and then coach them through it. Yeah. And then a lot of time he would prepare them beforehand too. Yeah. So this is the power when we are able to heal from the root cause level. And when we're able to truly see the root causes and heal them, that's when we're able to take on positive, freedom-based, empowering thoughts and emotions easily, and then bring them into our spaces and let them become part of our being. That's why you can have miracles of people who can, I've seen people who quit smoking just like that, because they found, like this particular person I'm thinking about, he found self-love and he quit smoking, and he haven't picked up the cigarette after he gone through the healing. He haven't picked up the cigarette ever since then till now. It's about 3 years, hasn't smoked. And then I know somebody else who quit gambling, and he had this habit and almost destroyed his marriage. He had this habit for years, ever since 18 years old until over 30 years old, until he healed. And he never gambled again. You can have people who go from $3,000 a month, and not that it's not good. It's just that for this person, she has always wanted to earn more. And so within 2 weeks after she healed herself, she started earning $20,000 a month, and it continued to create that kind of result and earn awards. Yeah, as a real estate agent from her company. Yeah, people who go from millions, 2.5 million for 10 years for his business, to then be able to finally start creating 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. Yeah, marriages that went from almost divorcing to now being a happy couple, and still very happy. The last time I talked to this particular couple, they were on the verge of divorcing, right, when I first met them. And then years later, after their growth and evolvement, they are very, very happy together, right? And now have 2 kids. Back then they didn't have kids. Yeah. So these are all the miracles that can happen, and when we are able to heal from deep within. And when I said it's not just about replacing your negative feeling with positive thought, yeah, because that's like cow dung, cow poo. When you are just trying to think positive and not being able to heal from the root causes, it's like having spraying chocolate icing on a cow dung. Yeah, it still smells. The dung is still there. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I mean by being able to heal and transform, and then live more and more with miracle mindset. Yeah. And then with the rest of the elements. to create miracles in your life. And I look forward to having more and more people to be able to live with the kind of values that is about love and add value, and focus our attention on the highest advantage of humankind, and then trust that the universe will always support when we are in that kind of space. I look forward to more people being able to see more miracles in their life, and coming from gratitude, the sense of having. Yeah. More and more people to be able to celebrate and the blessing that they already have. Yeah. To be able to learn from their screw ups and not see it as a bad thing. To be able to connect to the divine, the universe more and more, and then do what you love. Live your heart's purest ideal in your life. Yeah. Live with congruence. When I think and feel and do things that's aligned to each other, and that opens me up to connect with the divine more and more, and with that congruence, I believe that's when we are most powerful. Yeah, and with honesty, and then honor your agreements. Do what you say you will do. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, these are some of the core values that I believe that will help us to shift ourselves from suffering, and go from fear to freedom more and more. Continue to heal and evolve holistically, so that we are able to be happy, more moments of happiness, abundance, health, and awakening. Yeah, and you are a miracle leader. You live a miracle life, and together let's create a miracle world. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Miranda, for giving us faith in miracles. It's like miracles are back in life again, and you can believe in miracles, and miracles do happen. So, thank you for giving us that belief with so many case studies that you expressed, that it is possible, that shift is possible. And thank you so much for your time. A small token of appreciation from our end to you on the digital platform. The World United Presence, World Parliament on Spirituality 3, a certificate of appreciation to Miranda Hung for being an esteemed presenter in the 3rd edition of World Parliament on Spirituality Asia. Thank you so much for your time, and thanks for all the clarity and belief system that you gave to us, that it is possible, that we can believe in miracles, and it does happen. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Samyuka. Thank you,
So I'm very
Doctor.